Hi, I'm Chloe and I'm a volunteer at the Early Learning Program, or ELP as what we call for short. During the day, I work as an event and program manager, and I manage various events and programs for one of the companies. I was actually doing my part-time masters. At the point of time, I was looking for a volunteering organization to volunteer my time with, and this opportunity came up. A typical Saturday morning would be coming here and then we would pick up the files of the children and start preparing for the lesson itself. We would take the tools that we need, if there are foam letters, picture cards, word cards, as well as if there are worksheets that you have planned for them to do, you will photocopy them on the morning itself.
I'm Shihua and I'm a volunteer at the Early Learning Program. I am a software engineer and I currently work in government coordinating the Smart Nation initiative. Actually, I learned about ELP from one of my friends called Wen-Qi. So we typically start at around 9:30. They normally start with a group teaching, so there'll be a teacher who goes through the whole alphabet and they run through the letters and the sounds, and then they go through sight words, and then after that we break up into individual sort of groups of, one volunteer to 2 kids, and then we teach them for about an hour or so. We go through literacy, so we try to teach them to read, and then we also go through some numeracy, so for instance addition, subtraction, and then afterwards they break out into group play where they dance or they do craft.
During the therapist training, what happens is that we are being taught progressively. So in the beginning of the year, we are actually being taught the letter sounds and letter names, and as we progress along with the children, we are being trained to teach them as the difficulty gets more. So slowly, bit by bit, as we progress with the children, we are being trained ourselves. Part of the challenges that we have encountered is different children learn at different speeds. So what happens is that when you have to cater to the kid that has been put under your charge, in the beginning it takes some kind of learning curve to actually get to know the child and then build a rapport with the child, and slowly actually from there you will be able to know what works for this child, because what works for one might not work for the other.
Right now, the 2 girls that I have, they are fairly close in terms of their standard. I'm trying to get them to sort of by second nature be able to see any combination of letters, apply those common rules to be able to try and discern what word it is themselves.
The most memorable moment I had this year, I've been working on one of the kids for quite a few months, and there was one Saturday where he was able to put together A to Z in order and say every letter, name and sound correctly. So that was my absolute happy moment for this year.
Actually, it's really quite a magical moment. You go through weeks and weeks and weeks learning the sounds over and over again. The first time you put 3 letters together, and then suddenly it clicks in the kid and they are able to on their own put the letters together and read it and realize that it's a word, and it's a word that has meaning to them. I think that's a very special moment.
I think it gives me a sense of fulfillment that my Saturday morning is not wasted, and that something you do, no matter how small, actually makes a difference. And I guess I'm not looking at changing the world, but we're just trying to make a difference every little way possible.
The whole point to ELP was to provide an opportunity for us to spend a bit of time with the children, so that the gap between potentially them and their peers when they go to primary 1 is not so wide. You want to start them early, try to level them to a level playing field, so that in primary 1 when they go to school, they are able to perform at the same level as their peers. I think it's meaningful that there's this program to be able to do that.